So my process to get started with this dress involved, first of all, draping my pattern on the mannequin. Now this is just a rough pattern. I'm still going to have to finalize the way that I want the ankle to move on the hem of the dress, which I am a little bit frustrated because I ordered some yellow poplin that I'm still waiting for. It's supposed to arrive within the next 2 days or so. But you know how transit goes nowadays. So this is what I've got for now. In terms of the body of the dress, it is going to be a very form-fitted gown with an overlay that's going to kind of just drape very elegantly over it. In terms of the overlay, I did have that, so I actually focused on getting that part of my dress done during the week because I had that available and I didn't want to waste time just waiting for the body of the dress. So this will be something to continue moving forward. Hopefully, as soon as I get that fabric, I'll be able to start finalizing my vision, and also determining how high I want that front and center peak right here to come up, and also how long I want the dress relative to my mannequin here. This part was quite simple actually, but I wanted to maybe make it go a little bit more complex beyond just some draped fabric. So the way that I actually went about making this overlay is by inserting some godets. I'm sure you can see those lines. Inserting some godets to make a square piece of fabric have a little bit more volume and body, especially here in the back. It is lightly gathered into this belt that I have just to give it a little bit of extra flare at the upper hip area so that it's not too snug. But I have a total of 3 godets inserted into what once was just a square sheet of fabric. So I'm just gonna also find a clasp because I don't want this to close all the way forward. I want it to remain a little bit open, as you can see here, but have something decorative in the middle, just so that it's not gonna completely come over and hide the dress. I might even consider adding a little bit of a horsehair trim here. Just a thought, but I'm not sure that it's going to make it look too stiff, rather than bouncy, which I kind of want bouncy to be the thing. So I'll kind of have to play around with that um, to see how to go about giving it a little bit more of like an airy lightness. Other than the overlay, which I almost have completed, I just need to finish off that hem. I also need to experiment a little bit on how to go about creating these motifs that you can see, which I do plan on using these bugle beads to make that kind of crossed look. Given the dress that I'm making, it may be a little tricky because I have this idea where I'm going to kind of not embroider, but crisscross all these beads onto some tulle and then overlay that tulle on top of my pattern pieces. Although once I do get started on that as soon as possible, I'm going to see first of all the compatibility and how it works when it comes to sewing in these darts. So this will be something that's a little bit of a trial and error for me, or if it's better practice to actually just stitch those beads directly onto the yellow poplin that I have coming in soon. This whole process is a little bit of trial and error for me, seeing as there's no set instructions, particularly since these are all original designs. A lot of it's going to just be a thing of figuring it out, but I cannot wait until I'm able to do so.